It's the first time I'm ever doing outbound sales. I've tried to one, amp up the volume quite a bit, but two, I'm not used to getting ignored this much.
It was essentially why are two people who have worked in the fund accounting space for 5.5 years building something for hardware? You're probably gonna need to get used to feeling uncomfortable. The highs can be really high, and then the lows can feel terrible.
We are building AI agents for accounting. So what that means is currently our customers are in the marketplace, e-commerce space. They have complex operational data, and we're trying to use AI to essentially enable real-time accounting for them and automate a lot of what bookkeepers are doing today for them in Excel.
When we say automated accounting, people underestimate how broad that is.
Yeah.
And I think what we're finding also as we talk to customers and also onboard customers is the variety of different use cases and how different accounting can be depending on what kind of company you are. That's where a lot of discovery has been around, do we kind of start in one niche of an industry? Even within an industry, do we own a revenue focused workflow, paying bills or whatever the workflow might be? Or do we go broad and actually envision this world where accountants can do more than do accounting, more than finance? Can they actually use mesh to build integrations they couldn't previously before? Can they use mesh to essentially clean data? Because half the game of accounting is real, or finance is cleaning data, aggregating data, transforming data. I think that's kind of what we were talking about before this. I think our persona is still accountants. We're just kind of enabling them to do the next level stuff that they previously had to either dedicate internal resources or hire people for.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, it's actually not the accounting headcount that we're going after. It's actually more the internal engineering headcount or the data analyst headcount or the system admin headcount, which you could argue it's actually higher of a salary. And you can't even hire those people at some companies. I feel that's kind of where we're seeing a lot of fun stuff.
So the coffee thing is have some without you
Hi, Ben. How are you? I'm Will. 7-4?
Yeah, in a documentary. You're going to be in our documentary.
Oh, great.
I like that there's so many whiteboards in our office because we rarely leave our office, honestly. I mean, we sometimes do come out here to sit, but I don't know.
I like our setup. I think we'd set it up, got all our furniture in January, and we had a whole day just building furniture. And I feel really cheesy saying maximize for productivity, but it's a place where you can just feel comfortable to just zone in. So it's good for that.
And I think we were kind of an anomaly in YC in that, so we both, I guess we should have talked about this, but we both worked at Carta, which is right around the corner. Kind of having been in San Francisco, we already kind of had our own apartments and stuff, so a lot of founders that basically moved in together and used them the house as an office was kind of, I don't say not an option for us, but it was just unnecessary. We got the space pretty early on. Our group partner advised us that we should definitely get our own place with a private office within a co-working space. So I think that's been really helpful. And having some separation from home and work. It has pros and cons. I think commute is something that I think about that could be less, to be honest. I think for right now, we kind of think about what is best for us in this time, and I think it is good. I think community is good. I feel Mindspace, staff, we've gotten really close with them, and I feel they've honestly helped us in certain ways. We're thinking about hosting an event here, and they're kind of sponsoring it, so I think that's been helpful. We helped another YC founder find their office space above, but I think over time, obviously, having our own space would be ideal. I do think we are in the messiest part of company building right now. I think our philosophy is we want to do everything ourselves before we bring on people, because I feel like even for those to like join us and honestly like risk their careers on this company, I think one, we need to know exactly how to best utilize them, which means that we need to know exactly what to ask of them, even if we might not be the design experts or whatever, like sales experts in my case, because I feel like I've seen too often, even at big companies, where you hire for a role that you don't quite know how to do or like how to leverage, and it just kind of fizzles out and your burn goes high and so on. So we're kind of just doing it all ourselves, and there are days where that feels like a lot. There is a prospect that we've been doing a running pilot with. Yeah. It's a public company, and we're really excited to work with them. And we sent them like a demo video, and we heard back, and we have a next meeting scheduled, so it's exciting. They didn't say a ton, but they were just excited to keep the conversation going, which I feel like is a good signal.
We had applied to YC with an idea related to hardware procurement. Aaron's partner works at a hardware company, so I think that was and before that, we were originally working on a shopping app. The shopping app pivoted into shopping for the hardware space, aka procurement. And that's what we pitched. And our group partner was essentially like, why are two people who have worked in the fund accounting space for 5.5 years building something for hardware? It was an interesting interview. But yeah, I think it kind of comes back to like what we were building for fun ended up not being related to work, but ultimately the competency and like expertise that we built over this time was at work. So that's kind of where our startup evolved into growing into as well. So like, how many duo isn't duo? I'm gonna call us a duo because we were engineering and product counterparts at Cardat, worked together for like an extended amount of time, like almost 4 years, so not a short amount of time. Yeah, in this relatively niche field of accounting, and kind of like accumulated all this workflow knowledge. I think they expect you to either pivot or like at least have the ability to recognize that maybe like this isn't the right thing. I don't know. Pivoting is like, I think it's a skill, knowing when to pivot, how to pivot. It could also be an industry. It could be the same idea, different target audience, or completely different idea altogether. The YC group partners also, they have a sense of nothing surprises them. Like they've kind of seen it all. At least that's the impression that I get. Like they've seen companies go through all kinds of stages, all kinds of pivots, all kinds of like hardships and like the co-founder struggles and X and Y and Z. And so I feel like initially they would invest in you as people.
2025, one thing that I've been working on is patience. And I think that's advice that I'm giving like myself that I would also give to other founders is like have patience for like pretty much everything that you're learning. As a founder, you're like learning so many things that you're not used to at the same time. So just kind of being patient with yourself and therefore like others that are supporting you, helping you, working with you while still pushing yourself. So I feel like it's a tricky balance, but to the extent that it's possible, be patient with yourself.
The highs can be really high and then the lows can feel terrible. And that's something you gotta get used to. And you're probably gonna need to get used to like really optimizing your life. I think I wasn't particularly great about that, but pre-founder life, I'm way more conscious about like what I'm spending my time in. I feel like all of my time now is really precious. And the time I spend on myself, like time I go to the gym, that's like shut everything off and just like focus on that. You have to do that because your time is your biggest asset as an early stage founder.
I'm a little nervous for tomorrow, but I mean,
yeah, like this,
tomorrow maybe during the day I can just help you test.
yeah, I think
To
that's
the extent
gonna be the
that's
big,
helpful.
a day in the life.
It's good though. We have good calls.
No. It's good that people want to talk to us.
That's so sad.
I mean, it is sad, but it's or at
People
least
don't.
in a meaningful.
Our goal this month is to talk to 20 CFOs.
Yeah.
And we've kind of changed our approach from like selling, and a little bit more like discovery oriented, kind of lowering the bar for a lot of these CFOs to talk to us because I think they're getting inundated with AI tooling right now and they're like
Yeah, it's
analysis paralysis.
it's kind of a mess out there. There's a lot of like we get so many messages from.
Oh my god.
Nice.
All right. Well, time to go home.
I'm gonna go home.
I don't like to give up, and I don't like to take no as an answer, so I'll figure out some sort of way, even if it's roundabout, to get to what I want. There's more than just work that you also need to consider when building your startup. Because you're kind of in this leadership position, you have to almost treat yourself as an athlete. And the better in shape you are mentally, physically, the better you can lead others and lead your company.